A local anchor in Pittsburgh was fired after she posted stereotypical comments about Black individuals on her public Facebook page. Now, like most public figures, she has a public page that anyone can read, including her fans, and she's had some choice words for members of the Black community. Now, let me give you some more context into this story. There was a terrible shooting that occurred in a Pittsburgh suburb. In fact, reports say that by the end of this ambush that occurred at a barbecue, 4 people were injured and 6 were dead, including a woman who was 8 months pregnant. The assailants fled the scene, leaving 48 shell casings behind. Now, understand that at the point that the anchor, Wendy Bell, made her statements on Facebook, police did not release a description of the suspects. We had no idea what their race was. We didn't know if they were men or women. We knew no information about them whatsoever. Now, 2 weeks after the attack, Bell wrote on her professional Facebook page, "You needn't be a criminal profiler to draw a mental sketch of the killers who broke so many hearts. They are young Black men, likely teens or in their early 20s. They have multiple siblings from multiple fathers, and their mothers work multiple jobs. These boys have been in the system before. They've grown up there. They know the police. They've been arrested." All right, so she's already concluded that the assailants are Black. She's already concluded which age group they're in. She's already concluded what their family history is. All of this before she has any evidence or any information on who the actual suspects are. So of course that's problematic. If you're a private citizen who writes these things, it's obviously questionable. It's not a good idea. But it's definitely horrible when you're a reporter and you're already drawing conclusions and you're pushing these stereotypes in a public forum. So as a result, she got fired. She also talked about how she and her husband went to a restaurant and they encountered a Black employee there, a young kid. And she wrote, "This child," she said, "balanced 10 glasses in one hand and a pile of plates in another. He wiped the tables, tended to the chairs, and got down on his hands and knees to clean the floor." And then she goes on to talk about how she talked to his manager and said, "You know, that kid's gonna make it." And then she felt good about herself because she felt like that encouragement is going to encourage him to do the right thing in life, right things in life. And all of these other Black people commit all these crimes because they don't have strong, intelligent, independent mothers. So again, pushing a lot of different stereotypes in a public forum as someone who's supposed to be a broadcast journalist. You guys jump in, tell me what you think.
I can't be as mad at her as I want to because it's a really emotional time for Pittsburgh. Even the district attorney said that this was the most brutal crime that they've seen in 18 years, right? And this woman has these ideas that reek of white savior complex, that reek of institutionalized racism, like this racist undertone, but it's not outwardly like inciting hate speech. So I feel like at some point we need to sit back and allow these sort of ideas to be discussed in a public forum. So when the internet gets together and immediately they're like, fire this person because she thinks this way, instead of trying to communicate with her and be like, well, here's what you did wrong, here's what you're saying is wrong, and have that back and forth communication, immediately the television, the local TV, firing this person is not the best possible thing to do. I feel like this is important because it opens a door to communication, to back and forth discourse.
But I think it was really irresponsible of her because she is a seasoned news anchor.
21 Emmys.
Yeah, 21 Emmys, for gosh sake. Like, she should have known better. That's what I was really astounded by. Now, yeah, the rhetoric could have been better. I don't know necessarily if it's grounds to just fire her like that. And you know, a lot of people are complaining about, and they're boycotting the station.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
They're boycotting the station because she got fired.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now
yes.
there was a petition to have her fired that was signed by more than 1,000 people. Ooh. And then after she got fired, there was a petition to boycott signed by about 3,000 people.
Right.
So there are individuals on both sides. But the thing that I want to clarify, Haas, is, again, it's one thing if they had named who the suspects were and then she shared her stereotypical views on Facebook, then I'm willing to have a conversation about, hey, you know what? These are not healthy stereotypes to be pushing, or any stereotypes are not healthy to be pushing on a professional page where people look to you for an opinion, right? But it's especially irresponsible to do it before any suspects have been named at all, right? You've already determined that these people are black. You have no idea. You're not supposed to report on something before you know what the facts are. And unfortunately,
she knows the demographic makeup of her community. I'm not saying that she made this assumption because of that. I'm aware of why she made this assumption, and unfortunately, she was right. But what I'm trying to say is, I guess I'm really agitated with everyone always constantly censoring other people's personal opinions.
I know, but here's the thing.
internet.
This is not her personal. Look, personal opinion. You want to share it among your family? That's fine. She shared it on her.
Yeah,
exactly.
But the internet
So
lends
let me
itself,
say
but I'm saying
something.
the internet lends itself to that nowadays. Like if you're a public person, like everyone's a public person nowadays. You know what I mean? Like I do this, but I have 6,000 followers. Like it's nothing, but it's still to a degree public. Like the things I put out there can be interpreted in different ways, and people can use that against me.
She was a fixture of the community as a person who provided news to that community. That's why I think it was irresponsible. That's why she should have been held accountable. Again, I don't know if she should have been fired for it, because I think it's a teaching moment. You know, I don't think she meant these views from a place of hate. I agree with you. It's not hate speech. It doesn't incite hate speech. But it was, she should have known better. You know what I mean?
And she apologized.
She did apologize,
profusely.
but a lot of the comments were just imports haste. The comment about the kid in the restaurant, like, come on,
And
it's
also,
not The Blind Side. This is, you're a journalist. You're a news anchor. Come on.
I think what bothered me the most is her speculation to begin with, just speculation over everything. But then on top of that, making assumptions about the families that these kids came from, or these guys came from. I think that went above and beyond. You're not supposed to speculate as a professional news person, right? We've speculated on the show when it comes to ridiculous things, like when we're doing fun pop culture-y types of stories. But when you're talking about a story where 6 people were killed and several others were injured, you don't speculate. You're supposed to be a responsible person. You're supposed to wait for the facts. And then if you want to comment and you want to talk about societal issues, that's totally fine. I'm okay with it. But you have to be careful in the way that you state your opinions. And pointing a finger to the mothers, I think, goes above and beyond what you're supposed to do. She has no idea what these mothers are like.
She wasn't pointing a finger at the mothers in her commentary. I thought she was saying, like, these children are doing all these things in spite of their mothers working multiple jobs. The really racist part was having multiple fathers.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
That was way more racist.
She did talk about the fathers.
Yeah.
Okay, how the fuck does she know about the fathers?